With a name like Demon Lord 2099, you can kind of expect a generic isekai story, but maybe the cyberpunk world will make this one alright. Surprisingly, not only is this not an isekai, it's not a stupid harem power fantasy either. I'm surprised how much I've enjoyed this, and even more surprised that it's genuinely good. But I'm gonna go over its vibe and best and worst aspects so you can see if this is worth watching for you. The first thing I noticed is the thought that went into the story. Even in the usual generic intro where the Demon Lord is defeated by the hero, instead of being reincarnated into another world for no explicable reason, the Demon Lord is an immortal who is known to revive after a period of time. During this time, some kind of cataclysmic event happened where this world and our world merged. So I guess it is technically an isekai, although instead of the character getting isekai'd to another setting, the setting itself got isekai'd. Anyway, that leads to the technology of Earth and magic of this world to merge, which creates the magic cyberpunk world that the story takes place in. The technology is well thought out and heavily plays into the conflicts of the story, as you'd expect from the cyberpunk genre. The plot is similar to Devil is a Part-Timer at first, as the Demon Lord must learn to adjust to life in this new society, while his powers have been diminished. Thankfully, there is an actual explanation for how his powers work and how to solve the problem. This leads to some interesting solutions that are also kind of goofy. However, as the story continues, there are real stakes and very interesting concepts that lead to mysteries and action moving forward. The feel of the show is that it takes itself serious enough by explaining the world, pacing things out fairly well, and creating authentic threats and problems. But it's also absolutely a comedy at times, and it's legitimately funny. Most of the laughs are brought out through being authentic to its world and characters, instead of forcing an obviously stupid situation just for the sake of it, or using fan service, of which it has almost none, as some kind of joke. It also doesn't sacrifice important moments for comedy. It has some legitimately good scenes. But the real reason all of this is good is that it's simply well written, and the best example of this is in the characters. They are great. The Demon Lord actually feels like a real person, although with some weird quirks because of who he is. And the main girl is also a very unique character. She has adjusted to this modern life while also holding on to her old job under the Demon Lord. It creates a really great dynamic. I actually care about the relationship and want to see it further explored. The side characters are also very interesting, with surprising depth, although there isn't a very large cast at this point, so it can afford to develop them. Overall, the best thing about Demon Lord 2099 is that it made me buy into it, despite having some of the aspects of the millions of isekai Demon Lord shows like it. With the care put into setting it all up, the nuance in the characters, and the comedy being built from genuinely funny situations, I absolutely recommend Demon Lord 2099. If you like these weird isekai-ish concepts, this is one of the good ones. And if you like cyberpunk, this is a really unique take on it. It has quick pacing, so it doesn't waste your time, and it's only been getting better. I expect this to be a great hidden gem. But if you want something with a very different vibe, but also very good, check out this review of Dan to Dan here on the end screen. That's all from me. Jamio.